Hello, my name is Christopher Royce. I'm currently working on a multi-title, multi-genre gaming series entitled Legends of Saviors Name Pending, also known as Project Start, because like I was saying previously, I don't want to use the name Legends of Saviors. It sounds way too generic, and if you put it in Google, you'd never find my game. At least that's what I assume. So, where you play an ensemble cast of cosmic angels known as Buntians, in an attempt to balance out the ever-encroaching death and chaos that is consuming the lands for ages. Again, sounds generic. It is kind of going kind of for that old school feel of RPGs where you're the hero, has to save the world from ever-encroaching darkness and all that. But this has to do more with being kind of an angel. So you're not just on one planet and you're the hero of the planet. You're actually a hero of a universe, but it's called a perspective. I won't get into that now. I'll probably have a diagram actually for the last week of what a perspective is. I'm going to have to make a model of it in Maya and animate it, but like I said, I'll do that later. But for now, this is the 5th playable planet where the players can go visit, called Cygna. Originally it was called Terra, but culturally the planet changes drastically in its 2nd and 3rd phase. This is the 1st phase, so it eventually is called Cygna. It's a planet, it's a very hilly planet, very much like Ireland and whatnot, with big lakes, these vast forests that actually get connected here in a minute by these trails from the alpha species. Now each planet has an alpha species. It's basically just a species that evolves into kind of a humanoid sentient race that can use technology, things of that nature. The people on this planet, they are kind of like tree-like people, and before they evolve, they're in things called gatherings, and the more of them they're together, the farther they can move and the faster they can move. They use their roots under the ground to kind of make their way around. It's very odd, but again, looking for somewhat uniqueness, I guess. But today I really wanted to talk more about why I wanted to make these games. I didn't want to just make another RPG where, oh, I'm the hero, cool, I saved the world, whatever. I don't feel many games really talk about the responsibility of having power, or having magic in that case. And for instance, mechanically wise, when you're fighting in the RPG game, you're actually using the elements around you. Let's say you're the water Buntian. There's a river next to you. You can actually use the water from that river and it'll dry up. But you have to think, if I use this water to defeat an enemy, or to put out a fire, hey, I put out a fire to defeat the enemy, cool, but what about this river that possibly helped this one civilization, feed them and help their crops grow and stuff? So that's actually you're going to have to think about these things. You're like, who am I going to save? And honestly, Telltale Games really motivated me to want to make more games like that, because I played Game of Thrones Telltale games, and every time you think you make the right choice, there's like 5 bad choices behind it, which is kind of like how life is sometimes. And I didn't think many video games really encompass, how responsible people need to be with power, whether it's magic or otherwise. And so that's really the big motivation for the whole series. Today I actually brought a prototype with me for the board game and the fighting games, fighting mechanics. I've play tested it with a few other people. I've not got to play test the magic parts, which has to do with taking off magic tokens from the board itself, which kind of mimics taking elements from the environment itself. So if anyone wants to play that with me today for a game or two, you are more than welcome to. But okay, so my goals were to do this planet Cygna. It was also to create some more character profiles for my prototype, which I did. And I also had to create more era timelines for the other 2 playable areas, which aren't planets like these. That's it for that one. But are actually just other areas which you all might see later. My goals for next week will be to actually do the 2nd phase of Cygna, which has to do with when technology kind of started blowing up on the planet, basically, you could say. It's also to get done with the other character portraits for the prototype, which are just character cards to let the people know, hey, this is what the character looks like. And also to keep writing on these timelines, like more in-depth cultural timelines, so each planet doesn't seem like it's had the same culture for 8,000 years. I kind of have to elaborate more on that. But as for problems, the only problem that arose, I just didn't have enough time to do everything, because the character portraits actually took 4 to 5 hours each to do. I did not expect that in Photoshop. So yeah, but other than that, that's my thing.
Thank you.